What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be revealing Colin Cloud's mind-reading trick from the America's Got Talent live shows episode. And if you have not seen the performance already, the link will be in the description. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be revealing all of the America's Got Talent magic acts. And I also post card trick, performance, and tutorial videos on my channel as well. So I'm going to be doing my best to put this trick together for you guys and kind of giving my analysis of how he performed each aspect of this trick. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this reveal. Okay, so the first real magic and during his act was when Colin asked the audience to think of a naughty or embarrassing memory and just think of it to themselves. And then he asked Simon to say stop anywhere he wanted when he would moving his arm like this, and then that audience member would be chosen to be part of the trick, and then Colin somehow guessed what the memory was. And I'm going to tell you guys, this was 100% set up. And instead of me just saying that it's impossible to guess, a memory from someone's past, I'm going to give you some evidence. So pretend this card right here is going to be the setup audience member that Colin must have worked out with before the trick. And then, so he asked Simon to say stop anywhere he wanted, and that where his arm was pointing, that would be the audience member. But you'll notice in the video, the way he did it was kind of suspicious. So he's asking Simon, as he's talking to him, he's saying, okay, Simon, go ahead and say stop anywhere you want, and that's going to be where the audience member is going to be chosen. So when he did it, Simon didn't say stop. So then he's like, Simon, tonight, go ahead and say it. So he goes back as he said that, and he's going right back to it. And wherever Simon said stop, it was automatically going to be the person he needed for the trick to work. So if you guys go back and watch that part of the act, I might have not done a great job of explaining it, but you will see what I mean by it was so really obvious that it was set up to be wherever Simon said stop, it would be that girl.
Simon, while she does that, can I ask you please to say stop as I move my hand anytime? Tonight. Anytime, just say stop.
Stop.
Right here, that's perfect, that's great. The lady blonde.
It also is, think about it, like how could he just correctly determine this memory that the girl was thinking of, which a dog bit her on the butt while camping? Like, it's really suspicious. And like, then he right after he said the guy in front of her, the same thing happened, like, and the guy agreed to it. Like,
what's hilarious is the guy in front with red shorts. You're now thinking the exact same thing has happened to you. Is that what you just thought?
Yes.
Yeah, stop that. This is her moment, okay? But thank you.
He must have had some sort of setup with those two people prior to the trick. And again, like I just said, watch that part of the video where he was talking to Simon, misdirecting him, and making him say stop at this exact moment. So the girl would be chosen to be a part of the trick. So now I'm going to get into the next part of the act. Okay, so the next part of this act was when Colin correctly determined the name and study of field of the lady that Mel B chose to go on stage. And before I go any farther, I'm going to say that this part of the act was set up. And I promise, as I go through this video, I'm going to be using evidence from the act to support my claim of why something was set up prior to the act between Mel B, Colin, and the lady that was on stage. Okay, so first of all, it is simply impossible to just correctly determine and guess what someone's name is, and let alone that they're a student and their specific study of field. So like you guys have to think about it in a way that's practical and what is possible and what isn't. It's simply, like I just said, impossible to correctly determine what someone's name is without having any prior relations to that person or anything that was set up or any conversations with that person, and let alone, correctly determining what they are studying. Like, it's just, you really have to think of the bigger picture and what's going on here and how easy it could have been just for one simple conversation before the act between Mel B, the producers, and this lady that was on stage. And then Colin went ahead to correctly guess the reason for the girl killing Simon Cowell, and then correctly determining what color knife she had chosen without seeing it. So this, now I'm going to start getting into the evidence as to why this whole act between Colin, the judge, Mel, and the lady was set up. So first of all, the reason that he correctly determined the reason for the motive for the girl killing Simon was that reason of Simon stealing the collection of Justin Bieber CDs, that was engraved on a plaque or some sort of metal that Simon Cowell was sitting in front of the entire time throughout this act. And I'm going to go ahead and say that there's no way possible that the producers or some people behind the scenes helping Colin, any assistants, would have changed that plaque to what the girl had written, because it would have been way too obvious, because, you know, Simon's sitting there. There's nothing really hiding behind the bench, and people at home would have certainly seen it, and the audience members would have seen it. So that's the reason, a good solid piece of evidence as to why this whole thing could have been set up between Colin and the lady on stage. Now I'm going to get into how and give some evidence as to why the knife that was chosen, like how that could have been set up. So you'll notice when Colin gives the white knife to Mel, and then he says to just go ahead and try to stab Simon Cowell, you'll watch, like, in the act, that Mel does not take a look, and she doesn't feel the knife at all. And she just starts, stabbing away at Simon Cowell. Like, there's absolutely no way she would have done that without knowing that that was a plastic and fake knife. I mean, like, who's on live TV is going to take a knife that they don't know is fake and just start stabbing at one of the judges? Like, it's just, you really have to look at the evidence here. Like, that's just another solid piece of evidence as to why this whole thing was set up, because Mel obviously knew that that knife was plastic, and there was no way she was going to hurt Simon Cowell in any way possible. So that's, again, is just another piece, of evidence that really determines why this was set up between Colin and the judges and the girl on stage. Okay, so I really hope you guys can agree with me on this reveal that really the whole act was set up amongst, I'm not saying every single judge was in and on it, I'm just saying that it was some sort of setup between Colin, the first audience member that he chose to be a part of the act, Mel B, and the audience member that was on stage the entire time. Because I think I gave you guys good enough evidence and, explanations as to why there's absolutely no way of no setup being in place throughout this act. And I don't know if it's against the rules for a judge to be a part of the trick or be in on it per se, but regardless, I really hope you guys can agree with me that some sort of setup was in place throughout this act, because it just doesn't add up the way Colin went about his trick, and just the stuff he said and the way he kind of, I guess, dragged it on per se. Like, it really just doesn't add up that there's no setup in any way, shape, or form. I just want to add one more thing. As I was editing out this video, I realized I wanted to get your guys' opinions as to what you think. Was there a setup? Did I provide enough evidence to say that there was some sort of setup between Mel B, Colin, and the audience members that were a part of this trick? I do know realized that I made some pretty bold statements by saying that there was. I just really want to hear your guys' opinions, so go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Was I wrong? Am I right? Was my evidence good to say that there was some sort of setup? So again, go ahead and leave your guys' opinions in the comment section below. I want to hear them and read them. Okay, so that is going to do it for this reveal video. I hope, like I just said, I hope you guys can agree with me as to why this is set up. I think I did a good job of covering every aspect of the trick and just giving solid, concrete reasons why something was going on behind the scenes for this trick. So again, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more AGT reveals, and I also post card trick, performance, and tutorial videos on my channel as well. So that's going to do it. If you guys liked the video, leave it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.